170. 171.
1 for that.
Yes. Come back. 473. 677.
We are catching up. I don't come. Hey!
678. Change of service.
Ready?
All right. 1277.
Power, baby!
Are you changing? 86, last service. To come to this level. 6'9". So 79. Next. Nice one, guys. Let's go. 17, 7, 10.
You see that service?
8.
Actions there in the world of table tennis. Welcome me on the show 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Aji-Shafe. We just have to quickly look at those stories trending in the world of sport. Just there to have a feel of table tennis there. What kind of play actually will make trust media, trust staff, adore people. Well, good morning there. Right now, I have in the studio Olawale Peters. Good to have you on the show.
Good morning, Adeni. It's a pleasure having me in the studio.
I saw you smiling there.
Yeah, it's a good one. I recall that how the likes of Yomi, Bankole, Atandamusa, that's how they started their table tennis championship professionals. They start from somewhere, and from what we saw not quite long also, it shows that we have a lot of raw talent in this country, even at Media Trust, that can represent the country and make us proud.
A big one. A big one there. At least we have players also in Media Trust. Just to let you have a feel of that quickly, let's start with our story. The first one for today. Nigerian team actually traveled to Ghana to participate at the African Para Games, and they were able to win at least 2 medals there in both wheelchair tennis for singles and also doubles there, where the minister really commending them, and on commend Team Nigeria for winning medals in women wheelchair tennis, both in singles and doubles. Really, we appreciate what they are doing. The women are really making us so proud. This is wheelchair tennis, and women also putting Nigeria in the map.
Okay, when it comes to para sports in Africa, take it or leave it.
We are number one.
We are number one, and we are the team to beat by any other team. So, and I think we need to take it further. We've already been the best in Africa. We should see how we're going to compete among the best in the world by making sure that we have adequate preparation. It's not about commending, clapping, hosting them. No, it's about giving them the enabled environment to showcase their talent more than, because they have more than what it takes that they are doing currently right now. So what they need now is the experience, the exposure, the training, providing the enabling environment that they can now compete among the best in the world. We've ruled Africa for how many years now? Anytime there's any para sports, first, second, you're going to see Nigeria coming on top. So that means we should take it further from where we are right now, that, oh, okay, we've already ruled Africa, we've been the perennial champion, then let's take it further to the world. We have an Olympic coming up in Paris next year. What is the preparation? What do we have for these athletes? Then, for the women, sincerely, what a man can do, a woman are doing, not can do it, they are doing it far better. We can see all the medals that they've won for this country. So a very good one, but you should go beyond commending. Preparation should start as early as possible.
Just as we have just talked there concerning our sportsmen and women, they are doing us proud when it comes to sport. Well, we are appreciating them for what they've done, but according to Olawale Peters, we should go further by making sure we plan ahead of competition. Also take the welfare of these athletes into consideration. They need to be taken good care of, and we hope for more concerning Nigerian sport development. From there, we go to another one that says Sport Minister to begin assessment. He wants to begin assessment of sports federation across Nigeria. We have almost 36 sport federation, and now he wants to meet up with all of them, trying to see how they can settle out of court all the issues pending in court, and also see how they can make better Nigerian sport. All the federations, he will be having the assessment with them. Recently, having roll out that particular style of governance. He wants to make sure he meets with all the federations to see how Nigerian sports get better. As Minister of Sport Development there, trying to see how the Nigerian Sports Federation can all come together. Well, I think that is a good one. At least a good move to see, because we've seen a lot of litigation in court where federations are having double parallel bodies fighting themselves. I'm the president, you are the president. Some are fighting because of money, some are fighting because of a lot of issues. But now the minister is saying, well, I want to meet with all the federations to see how we can turn things around.
Okay, and that's a good one coming from the Honorable Minister. But I think before doing the assessment, the first thing he needs to look into is to find a reconciliation committee. Because before you can say you want to assess what the problem is, you have to understand what the issue is, what the problem is first. It's not going to be easy for either of the parties to just give up and say, oh, okay, because you've assessed and this is what you think, it is your own report based on your own assessment. No, it's like you are coming to impose your own jurisdiction on them. And it's not really going to work because they are independent on their own. That's the truth. Yes, we are the one coordinating everybody, but they still have what it takes to stand on their own. So the first thing I think we need to do is to find out what is causing this unnecessary issue. If it is the jumbo pay that they are giving them, let's remove it. Let it be a selfless service. Anybody coming to this federation, any of the sports federation, let's know that they are coming to serve the people. Nothing to entice them. Let's take that one away from it. Then number two, let's look at the constitution of each of these federations. What are the lacunas that we have that people are hiding under to bring up all this litigation? Let's even look at the Congress. Who are those people that are authorized legally to elect the executives? What are the qualifications that the executive needs to have? Must you be an athlete? For example, if you're talking about football, before you can become the chairman of NFF, must you be an ex-footballer?
Or an administrator.
That is not a politician that will just wake up one day and say, oh, I want to be the NFF chairman, I want to be the NBA chairman, I want to be the athletic.
Technically, what do you have to meet up?
That is very, very important. So these are the things that we need to dissect. We need to look into one after the other, or else it's going to be just a jamboree again. At the end of the day, nothing good will come out of it. So we need to break down the process. We need to really understand the rudiments of this problem. I agree with him. He needs to do the assessment because there's no war that has been won on the battlefield. Whatever the situation is, you still come back to the roundtable discussion and fine-tune and find a way forward. A very good one, but you do it the right way. If you don't know what the problem is, how do you want to resolve the problem? So the first thing is, let's do a fact-finding to find out what actually is the main cause, what is the main problem that we are having about 4 or 5 sports federations that they are having litigation, they are having issues. Look at what happened to the Tiger and the Tigress. Basketball
seems to be the biggest
issue for years. So these are the things that we need to really look into, because if you don't do that, believe me, this country is stubborn small. And
to be candid, our sport needs to get it right, because really, now that they've actually separated Ministry of Youth and Sports into two now, Ministry of Sport Development, do that solely. It will be attention will be on sports now. There won't be any form of hiding on that, because NYSC or youth is the reason why I'm not concentrating on this. But now, Minister of Youth and Sport Development, how can we get our sport developed? Like you have actually said, we need to do a lot of things to get this thing right. If we are to do the business of sport, not just to see it as mere exercise or fun, we need to run it the way those Europeans are running it. Coming from Olawale Peters there, we've been looking at those activities in the world of Nigerian sport. Minister of Sport Development, says, well, he wants to meet with all the federation in Nigeria. He's trying to see how we can assess what they've done so far, and also how they can settle all the issues coming up that have been in court concerning all the litigations here and there about Nigerian sport, especially the likes of basketball, athletes and all that. Well, hopefully something good will come to Nigerian sport. We can see our men and women getting those medals and also winning laurels for this great country. From there, let's talk about the match that actually took place over the weekend over there in Uyo. Well, Super Eagles did well. They did a big one against Sao Tome, 6-0 in that encounter. But after that game, well, the captain of that match, Ndidi Wilfred, said, well, we want to qualify for 2026 World Cup. Nigeria will qualify for 2026 World Cup. People are asking questions. You guys need to put up a good performance if you had to do it, not just to talk. Because I remember when this last World Cup was coming up, the games, they also said we'll get to 2022 World Cup, but it never happened. So talk is cheap, right?
It's very cheap, and I think they should talk less. They should talk less. They should not put our hope very high. And a lot of Nigerians, they are yet to recover from the shock of we're not qualifying for the last World Cup that took place in Qatar. I think they shouldn't talk sincerely. They shouldn't.
Just keep quiet and do the business.
What they need now is to show us. Let us be the one to say that, oh, we will qualify. Not for him to say that they are going to qualify. No. Because if you look at the group right now, we are paired together with South Africa. So that means it's going to be very, very interesting match to watch. The South Africans also, they want to play at the World Cup. We have the likes of the other teams.
Benin Republic, they are all there.
The Benin Republic also, we don't need to overrate them. Because now Kenneth Roy, the former Super Eagles coach, is now the coach of Benin Republic. So,
and they didn't qualify for AFCON. So if we want to fight,
he has the focus to go for the World Cup, to break that record that, okay, is taking them into the World Cup. So as far as I'm concerned, I think we should try as much as possible to talk less and do the work. It's not going to be easy. We are playing against Rwanda also. So Zimbabwe also, we are playing against them. So all these other teams also, they want to make a name for themselves. So what should be our tactics? All our own games, we must try as much as possible
to win all.
To win all convincingly.
Then away games, at least get a draw.
At least a draw or a win. We should not have focus on only beating South Africa home and away. No. Because our focus will be, oh, South Africa is our biggest threat. No. All other teams also, they are a threat to us. So we should play them with the same energy we're going to use in playing
the Bafana.
So we should do the same thing. So if you stop talking, they should do the work. Let's see the first 2, 3, 4 matches. What do they have to do? They play Sao Tome and Principe. Home and we discuss 16 goals. Let's see that also when we start the World Cup qualifiers. The first match, let's see 10-0, 8-0. They should have a clean sheet, because at the end of the day, go favor, go against, will still come to play. They should be disciplined, because you don't know what will happen. Maybe the number of yellow card or red card that you have also will come to play, because South Africa, they are ready to do everything possible to make sure that they qualify for the World Cup. So earlier preparation, talk less, and do more. Let's see the action.
Now, while you just mentioned the match against Sao Tome, let me just take you back. How would you assess that particular game?
I can't assess Super Eagles with the match against Sao Tome.
Because Sao Tome is like...
because it's like, let me say, you and Anthony Joshua.
You should fight now. Oh my God, I will beat him hands down.
And Anthony Joshua,
oh my goodness,
a knockout in the first round.
And then I defeated him in the second round.
And people are saying, oh, Anthony Joshua did very well. I'm not going to base that judgment on that. So what I expected to see.
You are saying Anthony Joshua will beat me now.
I'm sure nobody will even promote you to fight at
Worse, we use African metaphysical power.
That's what you do. You'll be disappearing in the cage.
What's the way to have some bands in the studio? We've been talking about Super Eagles' performance towards the World Cup 2026 is coming up to be hosted by USA, Mexico, and also Canada. But right now, the standing captain for that match against Sao Tome said, well, they will qualify for the World Cup 2026, and we are just hoping that it's not about talking, it's about doing the job of qualifying for the World Cup. 2022 World Cup is an eye-opener for Nigerians for the fact that they couldn't make it even in Abuja. So hopefully they will do the business by qualifying for 2026 World Cup. We want to see Super Eagles there, and who knows, maybe they'll be the one to beat the first African team to get to win the trophy. Who knows? At least Shegun Odegbami said we should dream, and we are really dreaming. Now let's talk about a Nigerian who really right now is doing so well with his club over there in Nottingham Forest. He has been voted player and goal of the month award 2-in-1 as a club. Well, Nottingham Forest actually did that for Awoni.
He deserved it, sincerely. Like I said during our show on Saturday, I think he also deserved to be the player of the month, Premier League player.
For Premier League, okay.
Yes, he deserved that also. 3 goals in 3 matches. That's fantastic. And if you look at his work rate, also fantastic. No yellow card, nothing. So it's a very good one. It's a very good motivation for him. And if you look at Awoni, where he got to today, is a result of hard work, dedication, and commitment. It's not by chance, it's not by luck. And this is a player that was discovered by the likes of Sheyi Olofinjana and Ajule Bankole as far back as when he was 13 years old at Ilorin, before they moved him to Lagos to join the Imperial Academy at Okota. It's from the Imperial Academy at Okota that he moved to Liverpool in 2015. And between 2015 up to 2021, he was on loan to 6 different clubs.
Union Berlin, many clubs.
So many clubs. So from there, he gathered the experience, the confidence that he needs to be a goal machine before he moved permanently to Union Berlin. And we saw what he did at Union Berlin. In fact, when he came to Nottingham Forest last season, well, like this is not the Awoni that we used to know. So he's trying to do what to settle down. That is the reason why, towards the end of last season, he picked up and about 4 goals in 6 matches, helped Nottingham Forest to stay afloat. If not, they would have been relegated. And it started from where he continued last season also. 3 goals in 3 matches for the August. They have played 4 matches now, but he scored 3 goals and he made 1 assist also. So that means in 4 matches that Nottingham Forest have played, he has contributed to all their goals. To the 12 points that the 6 points that they had, he has contributed to it. There's no hanky-panky in it. So that is why when you are successful, when you have the hard work, it speaks for itself. As far as I'm concerned, it deserves it. He got it, and I'm very happy also when he played over the weekend at Uyo. He also scored. It's a very fantastic player. He's a very good striker. He's a good machine. He's making use of his height as an advantage. The strength also. He looks more like Rashidi Yekin in terms of health. In terms of height and strength. A lanky striker that can defend. That can give any defender a trouble. And we've seen that what he did with Arsenal. We saw what he did even with Manchester United also.
And we're going to see what's going to be doing against Chelsea.
And let's see when that happens. So it's going to be an interesting one to see. But I think you shouldn't allow this to get into him. You should try as much as possible to be consistent, just like we have our own
Victor
Osimhen also. The way Victor Osimhen has been consistent, we want Taiwo Awoni also to be consistent. So we have those 2 up front there. You don't need to be using 4 or 5 striker like your coach used over the weekend. You are playing against Sao Tome and Principe, and you are using 5 strikers.
Someone actually questioned that and said, why are we playing 4 strikers at once? Ademola Bankole, Ademola Lookman, Awoni, Osimhen, and what's happening? Why? Sao Tome?
Uncle Kelesios. So use 5 strikers. I don't really understand.
We're not looking to qualify. We've qualified. We only wanted to win the game. Now, these guys, in fact, on the first note, like we said, okay, we don't even need all these players. We only need maybe some home base and the debutants. But now that we have decided to call all of them, why play all of them once? We see. Seriously, I still don't understand.
The question is, what did we achieve?
Well, we won that game 6-0.
No. Yes, we won the game, and I'm very sure we would have won the game without using the player that you used.
But someone said, what if you have played against a better side?
Exactly. Exactly, that is actually where I'm going to. You see, we won the match, yes, but as far as I'm concerned, the performance, I'm not really impressed with it. Still, we don't have this pattern and style of play. If I ask what formation did we use?
4-2-4.
No, he is used to 4-3-3. But what he used on that day wasn't 4-3-3.
It was 4-2-4.
It wasn't 3-5-2. It wasn't 4-4-2.
4-2-4.
4-2-4. Only two midfielders. So no creative midfielder. We are still yet to find a replacement for Austin JJ Okocha. Someone that can hold the ball. Someone that can dictate the ball. Someone that can know where to take the ball to before the ball gets to me. We still don't have that replacement up to now. For how many years? So we don't have a creative midfielder up to now. We don't have.
So painful that young lad, Rabiu Ibrahim or thereabout. Anytime I remember how he was discovered and then expecting him to metamorphose to Okocha's that particular Mercurial midfield, but he couldn't do it. Something went wrong along the way. But really, Nigeria needs to really fill that particular void left by JJ Okocha. Up till now, we are still almost testing everyone, and no one has been able to hold down that shirt. Okay,
I'll put the blame on all the coaches that we've had. That's the truth. You see, there's something about players, for example. Now, let me give you a good example of Modric of Chelsea. The way Pochettino is using him now is killing his confidence. This is a very good player, very pacey, very skillful, very creative. But if you don't give him that opportunity, if you don't give him the confidence that I believe in you, like Rabi, for example, I expected all the coaches that we've had, they should continue to use him on all our matches. So bring that confidence. Let him see that, oh, there's a lot of trust on me, so I have nothing but to deliver. But we don't have that. So when you have a coach that doesn't believe in the player, in one way or the other, they're going to kill the morale of that player. You're going to kill the career of that player. That's what happens to those people that we believe that they can fit into Austin JJ Okocha's shoe. We have them in this country. Take it or leave it. I just gave you an example of how Taiwo Awoniyi was discovered by Olofinjana and co. That was how he was discovered. And we still have a lot of people also that we can still discover in this country, but it is what it is. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, it is what it is there. Good one. We've just been talking about Nigerians' performance over there in Europe. Winning player of the month, also best player of the month there. Quickly, let's just talk about two stories. Onuachu Paulo Onuachu actually joined Trabzonspor of Turkey there, Turkey Super Liga. He will be there on loan. Good one for him after that performance that was into good for Southampton.
Yeah, but I still believe it will have been better off staying with Southampton and see if they can come back to Premier League, because take it or leave it, from where he is right now, it will be forgotten very soon. Except we still have a coach like Jose Pizarro that will be looking for a regular fee that they want to bring to the Super Eagles, because the league over there, except you are with Galatasaray, we know that Fenerbahce that they are perennial winners of their league, and it comes to either Champions League or Europa League. But all these other clubs that you even have to be careful of your tongue, not
before
to
you call them.
Before you call them. So I don't know the reason why he left Southampton, but sincerely, for his career, I think we'll still be better off to stay with Southampton. If you can't go on with them, you can look for that Premier League.
But anyway, Trabzonspor is also one of the big clubs there, even though they might not be as big as Fenerbahce and Galatasaray, Besiktas, because I remember Mikel played for them. I remember Genyo Nazi.
I know they played for them. That was then, but not now. We are talking about what it is raining currently right now. How many Nigerians are watching the Turkish league to see what? I don't know the reason why he went there, like I said earlier on, but I don't think it's a good career move for him. Yeah.
At all. Well, good one. Let's take our last round on this show. That has to do with the man called Paul Pogba. Pogba right now has been suspended provisionally for the fact that he tested positive to a banned substance after the game they played against Udinese. Although he didn't play, but he was picked randomly, and there he was found wanting right now. Found wanting for testing positive to testosterone, and right now Pogba, by the time he meets with the committee set up, he could be getting a 2-year ban.
Yeah, he could get between 2 to 4 years ban, and that would automatically end his career. That's the truth. That will automatically end his career.
31 now.
Sorry?
He's 31 now.
Yes, 31 right now, and I don't really know what happened to Pogba, whom we thought would be one of the best players in the world. And his attitude off the pitch has been a subject of question for a very long time. You know, when you are not disciplined as a player, the reason why Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, they are still where they are today, is because they are disciplined on and off the pitch. They are being careful of what they do, because they know whatever they do will become a news. So I don't see Pogba coming out of this. That's the truth. He has not found one thing. He has not made any statement. And it's even
the agent spoke earlier and said that they are really assessing the situation and, well, they are waiting by the time they meet up with the committee. But it's so painful because he said that he knows that Pogba will not intentionally take that. No, it could come from either what he actually consumed or cream or soap or whatever it is. But really, from the way it is now, Pogba just have to be very, very careful.
Yeah, he should be very careful, and then his lawyers should try as much as possible to put in a very good defense for him and to look at if it is a deliberate act or undeliberate act, because that process will be broken down to be sure that they're not punishing him unjustly. But if they find him one thing, that will be the end of his career, and that is not a good way for a player like Pogba to end his career. It's not going to be a good way for him at all.
It's not going to be a good one for Pogba, a talented player. The whole world remember when he moved to Manchester United, or the player there for Paul Pogba. We wait to see development concerning his situation about being tested positive there. Well, we just have to go now. Olawale has been the one talking, even though I love your white.
Thank you so much. It signified peace.
You're already coming to our side.
What side?
Oh, you know our side.
No, you are right there.
What's the way to end it there? Well, I'm Adeni G-Shafes, but it's always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.